Good evening, Gym Nation. Today is a good day, a good day. It's been a busy day for the White House as well, which is why I have this background. There was a time, hold on a second, let me just put myself up. There was a time where I had the opportunity to spend some days hanging out there, but those were the good old days. And now it seems like all they're doing is just signing executive order after executive order after executive order. And so I literally want to talk about that. And how come in the past 60 something days, Nearly 100. Nearly 100. Actually, when I did the thumbnail yesterday, it was like 96 or 7, and then today I see the number has gone up to 99, and that was earlier today, so it may be more, but today we're going to talk about those 90 plus executive orders and what does it mean for us, right? So we're going to review them. I kind of wanted to do a breakdown. Well, what I mentioned yesterday is that I wanted to do a breakdown of what's left, right? So we kind of went over 29 initiatives or mandates, I should say, from Project 2025 for the first 180 days. And then I wanted to go into what's left to do. But I think it makes more sense if we break down what executive orders have already been signed. And then on Friday, we will on Friday, we will go into what's left, right? So today I am actually repping my girl Jasmine Crockett with her t-shirt, which helped with her campaign. And so I just had to get in that energy. But yeah, today is definitely going to be a deep dive into the executive orders. I want you also to be able to know the resources that I use to keep abreast of what's going on, and so that you can too. And so let me just say hi to my Gym Nation. If you're part of the Gym Nation family and or the MAGA family, go ahead, put the gemstone. And if you're part of both, put the gemstone and the money sign, y'all. Put the money sign if you are part of the MAGA, Maximize Assets, Grow Abundance family. And if you're part of Gym Nation. And all it takes to be part of the Gym Nation is just to be a subscriber here. If you are a subscriber of this channel, you are part of Gym Nation. So hopefully, can you hear me? Can everybody hear me? I think I saw a quick comment. Let me see if I could find it. Okay. Savion says she's having a hard time watching this live. This is my first time seeing Savion, so hopefully yeah. Oh, hey, anonymous friend, good to see you. Hi, Show About Nothing. Welcome back to both of you. Hey, Anonymous is tapping in from Indianapolis. Welcome, welcome. Hey, Miss P, good to see you. Yeah, we missed you too, but welcome back. Welcome back. Yesterday, Kim laid out the pretty brutal facts we are up against and told us we have to shake off the shock of the changes headed our way. Yeah. Yeah. We have to be proactive instead of reactive. If we're prepared, we won't panic, like all of the things. Hey, LJ, good to see you. WM is back in the building. Welcome back, WM. Hey, Creative Flavor and Travel. Oh, I like that name. Okay, I like that. Welcome. Hey, Cheryl, PhD. I think you've been here before. Yeah, you have. Welcome back. Hey, Laura, LB. Good to see you. And I'm glad to hear it's working now. Oh, hey, Jacqueline. Yes, it has been a minute. Welcome, welcome, welcome. And I see my Gym Nation with the emojis and my Mac community, my Maximize. I have to specify so y'all don't think I'm, that for the new people, y'all don't think I'm somebody else. But the Maximize Assets Grow Abundance first cohort. So yeah. Okay. All right. So what I kind of wanted to do, how I kind of wanted to set it off is to just start by, and I brought it up yesterday. We can expect rapid changes. We can expect things to happen swiftly, and so swiftly that some of us not may be up to speed. Some of us may not know exactly what's happening. And so um I want to share with you something that some people have missed, and I'm just going to add it. Actually, there's a larger list, and I'll get to that in a second. But this is a short list of just words that are quietly being scrubbed from all federal communication, all federal documents, all EEOC compliant, anything related to the federal government. They are slowly but surely trying to erase these words. Actually, let me see if I'm actually going to pull up the larger list and run through it. Hold on one second. But let me know in the chat if you are familiar that there is a slew of terms that are being erased. So if you are familiar with this, put a 1 in the chat. If you're not familiar, put a 5 in the chat. But I do want everyone to see what is happening. And so when it does happen, y'all, listen, we know. And I'm going to share a little story while I'm pulling that up. Many of you who have been here, at least since November, I've talked about having to rebrand this channel. I have a friend who works at this platform, and I had them do an audit of my old channel, which was called Black Travel and Culture. It aligned with my other social media pages, which includes TikTok, which includes Instagram and Facebook. And what I was noticing was there was a slowdown, right? What the type of engagement I was getting before, all of a sudden started just like slowing down. So I had a friend do a audit. And basically, I did a whole video because I'm all about receipts. Back in August, I did a video. I think it's entitled "This Is Not Goodbye." That might just be the thumbnail. But anyway, it was based on her feedback. And she highly suggested that I remove the word Black from my title. And as somebody who's went to, I've gone to a historically Black college and university. I worked for media organizations that completely was there to empower Black people. It was a difficult decision. I struggled with it. And now I understand why. And unfortunately, I have come to the realization that in order for my other platforms to succeed, I have to rebrand there as well, because the same thing started happening. Now, again, this was back in August, and I probably got the audit finished back in July. So there was already some movements happening to kind of these words. And so I promise I promised myself that before I did the change, I would fully, I would fully be in line with, yes, there's definitely something happening. I didn't want to make any rash decisions. And so anyway, here I am with Kim with the gems. And I am eventually going to have to rebrand. I don't want it to be Kim with the gems because it's not those other platforms serve a different use. And so I just have to figure out what that's going to be. But let's just go ahead and get into some of the other words that are, let me remove this, add this. So this is an article from the New York Times, and it was dated on March 7th. Now, full transparency, some people in the government are saying this is not true, it's a lie. But who do you believe? Let's just say. So let's just see what some of the words are. So I'll read the first paragraph. As Trump seeks to purge the federal government of woke initiatives, agencies have flagged hundreds of words to limit or avoid, according to a compilation of government documents. Now, look how long this list is. And I'm not going through all of these. We'll go through some. You can, I don't even want to put this link in the chat, but if you want to find it, it's on the New York Times. Excuse me, the New York Times website. And it says the terms appeared in government memos, in official and unofficial agency guidance, and in other documents viewed by the New York Times. Some ordered the removal of these words from public-facing websites, or ordered the elimination of other materials, including school curricula, in which they might be included. And again, it's a complete, full article. You can see some of the edits that have been made with the redlining, and some of the words just they big scared. They big scared. They big intimidated. They big mad. And let's just start with the first word, accessible. Like, you really need to get rid of the word accessible. Excuse me, allergies are starting. Actually, I brought my allergy medicine, so I didn't forget to take it. But y'all go ahead and quickly look at the list. Just quickly look at the list, and let me know if any of these words just seem pretty strange to you. Give me 1 second. Make sure it's showing. Seasonal allergies, where I have to stay on it. Okay, so let's just get into, so one. Okay, so most of y'all are one, so you heard about it. And then there are some that haven't. So hopefully you can see the words. My image is smaller, but I'll just read some of them real quick. Accessible, activism, activist, advocate, advocacy, or advocates, affirming care, all-inclusive, allyship, anti-racism, anti-racist, assigned at birth, assigned female at birth, assigned male at birth, at risk, barrier. Barriers, just in case you tried to get around just saying barrier. You can't say the plural version either. Belong, bias, biases, bias towards, biological female, biological male, BIPOC, Black, breastfeed plus people, breastfeed plus person. Now, I don't know what's going to happen to this video, child, because I don't know what side of the fence this platform is on, but hopefully it'll get to the right people. Clean energy, climate crisis, climate science, community diversity, community equity, confirmation bias, cultural competence, cultural differences, cultural heritage, cultural sensitivity, culturally appropriate, culturally responsive. Now, we all know about the acronyms, anything related to DEI, gone. Disabilities, disability. Discriminated, discrimination, discriminatory, disparity, diverse backgrounds, diverse communities, diverse community, diverse group, diverse groups, diversified. Diversifying, diversity, again. Okay. Yeah, two diversities. I don't know why it's like that. Enhance the diversity, enhancing diversity, environmental quality, equal opportunity, equality, equitableness, equity, ethnicity, excluded, exclusions, expressions, females, feminism, fostering inclusivity, GBV, gender bias, gender-based violence, gender diversity, gender identity, gender ideology, gender affirming care, genders, Gulf of Mexico, hate speech, health disparity, health equity, Hispanic minority, historically in identity, immigrants, implicit bias, implicit biases, and inclusion. So I went over the first two columns. Listen, you can look, you can gaze, you can peruse. Matter of fact, I will, oh no, I'm not going to put that in the background. But I wanted you to have this top of mind as we go through some of these executive orders, right? We see race and ethnicity, racial diversity, racial inequality, racial justice, racism, segregation, sense of belonging, sexual, all of these words tie in to their first 180 days mandate, their someone asked well, these are the S words right here, so you can see them right here. But again, this is fluid. This is not this is the complete period list of words, no more to be added. This was based on March 7th, like I said. So there may be a whole new set. This was the reference. I was speaking someplace else, and this was the reference that I had at the time. I haven't checked to see, but because I know where the, what this means and where it's going. So let me, so yeah, so, they've been signing, they've been busy in this, White House, child. They've been busy with a pen and a piece of paper. And so I want to, hold on, show you. Yesterday, we showed you how to do the tracker, right? And how it was the tracker for Project 2025. And the link I left in yesterday's video, if you haven't seen it, go ahead and check it out. But this is going to show you exactly up to date. Let me make sure I have the latest one. Hold on. The executive orders that have been signed. Now, again, I will underscore that just because they're signed does not mean that they are set in stone yet. There's still a process and procedure. But what we know for sure is that, everything's stacked in their favor. And so we can expect some pushback, but we can also expect many of these to get pushed forward. And so, excuse me, let me go ahead and show you one of the resources to use. And we're going to look at how to use it. And let me remove this. Hold on. I want to remove that. And then I'm going to bring up another. I'll bring that up last. So this is presidency.ucsb.edu statistics. It's from the University of California, Santa Barbara. And what it does is it keeps track. Well, not only does it keep track, let's before I get into that, it breaks down every president and how many executive orders that were signed during their entire presidency, the average per year. And so let's just go down. So here's the executive orders. Let me just make sure you can see. Yep. Okay. The executive orders by president, average per year in office. And it starts with George Washington and it goes all the way down to the one who's in there now. And listen, okay, George Washington, a gazillion years ago, a total of 8 executive orders, which averaged about 1 each year because he was in just under 8 years, right? John Adams had 1. Let's just quickly go down. And a free website, do your own research, but it's going to get it's going to get much more telling in a minute. So we see like single, low, low double digits, anywhere from 4 years on average. We look at Lincoln, who was in office for 12 years, right? Excuse me, not 12 years. I'm getting these mixed up. Years in office is this column. So if you look at Lincoln, who was in office for 4.12 years, on average, he signed 12 executive orders for a total of 48. How many executive orders has been signed in the last 64 days, did I say? And we're going to get an updated number in a second. But according to the title of this live, more than double have been signed in 60 something days than Abraham Lincoln. Now we will see some numbers increase. You see Ulysses Grant, there was a whole war, like there were so many things, and he was in for 8 years. Only double for 8 years executive orders, right? Let's just go down to more current times. So you'll see some of the higher ones, from Woodrow Wilson to Calvin Coolidge to Herbert Hoover to FDR. But let's go to, the times where we're most familiar, right? We look at Gerald Ford. He was only in for 2.5 years, but he averaged 69 per year, per 12 months, right? Ronald Reagan averaged 48 per 12 months, and he was in for 8 years for a total of 381 executive orders signed. George R. Bush. Oh, excuse me, George Bush Sr. The father, I don't know if he's a senior, but the father, not George W. Bush, but the father, the first George Bush that we should be aware of, signed an average of 42 per year. He was in for 4 years, a total of 166. Bill Clinton, a total of 364. He was in for 8 years. George W. Bush, a total of 291. He was in for 8 years. Barack Obama, a total of 276. He was in for 8 years. Child, if you look at, okay, never mind. I don't want to get sidetracked. We'll get back to the comparisons in a minute because I think it's on the other website. The first time Homeboy was in office for 4 years, he did over 220. And look at Joe, Uncle Joe, 162. Oh, child, we are up to 103 now. He done signed. So yesterday it was 97. Today it's 103. That is 6 more executive orders that were signed today. So it tells you the source, last updated today, the 25th. That's why I like this website, because they're quick with the updates. But let's just see. If we click on to see, and let me make sure y'all seeing the same thing. Okay. So it gives you tips on how to use advanced searching, and if you're looking for something specific, but we're not going to look for anything specific right now. We're going to just go down. So it starts from the first. He started signing on January 20th. It tells you what the title is, and if you click on the title, it will give you more information. We'll do that in a second. I want to go to what was signed today. So we're going to go to the last page. And then today on this page, it shows the latest 3. Well, I don't know if the order, but today there was an order preserving and protecting the integrity of American elections. Again, it's about knowing how this affects us. I don't care I don't care about how it affects other people that probably won't be affected as much. I'm talking about how it affects us. We'll click on that in a second. I just want to see what he signed today. An executive order modernizing payments to and from America's bank account. Oh, I got to do. Oh, I got homework. I got homework tonight. An executive order protecting America's bank accounts against fraud, waste, and abuse. Something ain't in the milk ain't clean, y'all. I don't know. But I'm gonna go to page 2 because I want to see what else was signed. Okay, so today, also addressing risk from Jenner and Block. So let's go to the voting. I'm gonna go back to the last page. And let's see, preserving and protecting the integrity of elections. As soon as you click it, you see you can hover over it, click it, and it gives you exactly, we're not going to read not even half of this. We're not going to even read a quarter of this. This is the entire executive order that you can read if you feel like it, if you so choose. But it gives you a summary of what it's about. The first paragraph really just tells you, by the authority vested in me as president by the Constitution, which is no longer available on the White House website. But it's a reference in these executive orders. The U.S. of A is hereby ordered, and then it tells you exactly what free, fair, and honest elections unmarked by fraud, because they think most of us, are fraudulent, right? Errors or suspicion are fundamental to maintain our constitutional republic. And wait a minute. Further, while countries like Denmark and Sweden sensibly limit mail-in voting to those unable to vote in person and do not count late arriving votes, regardless of the date of postmark, many Americans now feature mass voting by mail, with many officials accepting ballots without postmarks or those received well after Election Day. Okay. So we see where this is going, right? And I'm sure I haven't done a deep dive in this. This is my first time seeing this executive order today, but it was part of the 2020 Project 2025 mandates. So none of us should be surprised. None of us should be surprised about what is happening. So when you get a chance, go ahead, do yourself, listen, it's quite for anyone who likes, like, I'm a Nancy Drew Hardy Boys type of girl. So I love my little investigative reporting hat. I love my little deep dives. And again, I'm willing to, dive a little deeper and bring summary points to you, which is why I'm coming back more regularly, especially during the first 100 days, or at least the next, let's just say, next month, because things are going to be rapid, right? So we will be back tomorrow. And I shared yesterday, we have a special guest. He's an author. He is a certified treasury professional. So he's about that finance life. He's really about, he has his master's in finance, financial investing. I may be saying the term, it's in the description for tomorrow's video. Hakeem Webb is coming to talk to us about, so many of us are talking about wanting to move abroad. So many of us want to move abroad. But we have assets here. We have our retirement accounts here. Rather it's your SSI, rather it's your Social Security, rather it's your pensions, your 401ks, your Roths, your 403bs, whatever it is. He's going to answer the top 10 questions so that we make sound decisions before we move abroad. Because there are stipulations that come with withdrawing from, early withdrawals, tax implications. So all of that. be here tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I've already posted it on my channel. Turn on your notification. He was a host. He was not a host. He was a teacher in our Maximize Assets, Grow Abundance course, and he is phenomenal. And so he has committed, he's made a promise to me that leading into National Financial Literacy Month, which is April, he's going to come here, meet with us once a week so that we get it together so that our money is set up in the best possible way that we could plan properly, right? It's all we about that action. We're about staying ready so we don't have to get ready. There's only so much information I could provide about investing and money. He's a fiduciary, a licensed person. I only recommend you taking real advice or moving money from someone who is a licensed fiduciary who has been through these type of cycles, these ups and downs, these ebbs and flows. And he's been doing this for over 30 years. So about him, and I love speaking with him. So more about that tomorrow. Oh, you want me to put the website in the chat? I absolutely will do that. I'll put this one in right now. Hold on one second. We're about to go to another one. So this is called, again, the American Presidency Project. And it tells you exactly what it is. It gives eulogies, executive orders, fireside chats, interviews, letters, news conferences, spoken addresses and remarks, farewell addresses, inaugural addresses, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so let me go ahead and I'm just going to put the link to this page, and you could click on whatever it is you want to. So I do want to share another site. Hold on, let me remove this one. That helps you also find out more about the executive orders that are being signed at the White House. You know, I have to tickle my own self because some of this stuff, we all know, some of this stuff, child, if you don't laugh, the tears will come up running down. So let me share another site that you can go to. And I'll also put the link to this. Let me do that now in the chat. Now let me add that to the screen. Okay. So this is called the Federal Register. Listen, as you can see, they're national archives. It's the Federal Register.gov, presidential documents, executive orders. And okay, I'll save commentary for later. So easily it says, okay, here. Also, this one, like I said, it's a little delayed. So tomorrow it will probably go up to the 103 that we saw in the other resource that we just looked at from UC, what is it? Santa Barbara, I think. But it tells you, what this page is about. And you can also download them, right? You can keep a running tally if you so choose. Like if you want to just have it safe so you can be offline and read more about it, go ahead and download it in a CSV format. Excuse me. So in 2025, Donald, who signed 97 executive orders, which we just saw is now 103. This page contains documents that have been published in the Federal Register because the White House cannot deliver the documents to the office of the Federal Register until after the president signs a document. There's always a delay of at least 1 day, typically of several days, between when he signs and when it is published. Once received, this is an official federal government site. So they have more checks and balances, right? So once the Office of Federal Register gives the president, once received, the Office of Federal Register gives the presidential documents priority processing, and documents will appear on public inspection the business day before publication. If you are looking, well, anyway, so let's just go into a list. Oh, the other good thing is that you can do here, you can also see by year, right? It's broken down by year for a quick review of all the presidents and what orders were signed during that particular year. And so let's just go back to today's times. We're in 2025 under, you know who. You can also do a PDF, download a PDF, but you can see at a glance what the exact executive orders are, and it has the executive order number first. So stopping waste, and again, this is delayed, so it's not going to show the ones we just looked at about the voting elections, but stopping waste, fraud, and abuse by eliminating information silos, improving education outcomes by empowering parent states and communities. That, pulling the federal government out of it, the dismantling of the Department of Education, right? That was signed on March 20th, and it was published on March 25th. Immediate measures to increase American mineral production, eliminating waste and saving procurement, achieving efficiency through state and local preparedness, continuing the reduction of the federal bureaucracy, addressing risk from Paul Rice. There's a couple Paul Rice in here. So additional recessions of harmful executive orders and actions. And I'm gonna click one of them, but I wanna, restoring public service loan forgiveness, establishing a White House task force on the FIFA World Cup 2026, child. Establishment of the strategic Bitcoin reserve and United States digital assets stockpile. Amendment to duties to address the flow of illicit drugs across southern border. Also the northern border. Opioid crisis, more situation at the southern border. There's one I'm particularly looking for. Designating English as the official language of the U.S. Do me a favor. Okay. Expanding access to in vitro fertilization. There's one about women. And there's also, okay, this was another one. Keeping education accessible and ending the, panorama vaccine mandates in school. Establishing the President's Make America Healthy Again Commission. Y'all remember when Sister Michelle Obama, First Lady, was trying to do that, and boy, did she catch hell? Listen, they love to steal an idea, child. Protecting Second Amendment rights. For those of you who heard Flawless, y'all know how I feel about that, but this is just even proof positive that if you can't beat them, child, join them. Yeah. Eradicating anti-Christian bias. Keeping men out of women's sports. These are all executive orders, y'all. I'm trying to make sure I don't. So this is, so I clicked on the link. It takes you to the executive order about ending radical indoctrination in K through 12 schooling. Now, understand, it doesn't stop at K through 12 schooling, because we see what they're doing to colleges that they deem offering African American studies, everything in Florida. They're even talking about the Divine Nine, like how to come for those organizations. So even though this particular executive order specifically speaks to not undergrad, post undergrad, I mean pre-undergrad, it doesn't just stop there. So again, it tells you exactly what the order says. Parents have witnessed school indoctrination. No, excuse me. Parents have witnessed schools indoctrinate their children in radical anti-American ideologies while deliberately blocking parental oversight. Such an environment operates as an echo chamber in which students are forced to accept these ideologies without question or critical examination. We know this is critical race theory. We know exactly what it is. In many cases, innocent children are compelled to adopt identities as either victims or oppressors solely based on their skin color and other immutable characteristics. We don't have to go further. Do yourself a favor. Start checking these your alarm is set. Yeah, start checking out these sites because when we start talking about what's left for them to start, because there's more executive orders coming, y'all. You think he ain't done? Like these 90, no, excuse me, 103 executive orders are just a tiny fraction because they are gutting everything. They are gutting everything, and many of the things that they are gutting has to do with and it has to do with what was outlined in Project 2025. So now, from what we know about Project 2025, right, which is easily Googleable, go ahead and see what you can check off. And Project 2025 is pretty simple. It's a huge manifesto. Is over 900 pages, close to 1,000 pages, I believe. But the way it is broken up and the chapters, it's easy to follow. So just keeping tabs of what they said, right? And that's why this is, and he did, right? And he did. Like we sat up there really thinking that this was solely about getting the criminals out of the country, right? Mm-mm. Project 2025 breaks down exactly what all of this is about. And so I want us to be good stewards for our community and know what's coming around the corner, right? Have your peripheral vision, have your rear view set up so you know, and of course, keeping your eyes on the road, staying hyper focused on where we're going, what we're going to do, always having options. But just know he said that he may not have said, because according to him, he didn't know. He didn't know nothing about this Project 2025. But we all knew because of the people he was positioning himself around. And so I just, again, wanted us to come in tonight to look at the resources, to understand that so many of these executive orders are explicitly designed to be anti-Black, anti-brown, anti-woman, all the antis you can think about. That's what it's designed to be. And so I'm not going to stay on much longer. If you have a question, go ahead, put it in the chat. I did want to provide these resources before we got into the conversation of what's to come, like what is to come, because there's more stuff coming. And this is right now, truth be told, this is the easy stuff. This is kind of the easy stuff because supposedly, that's the other thing I wanted to talk about. There's supposed to be some national protest on April something. Is it April 5th? Let me see if I can find it, y'all. National protest 2025. 25. I heard something like it was going to be like April 1st or April 5th. Yeah, do me a favor, y'all. Y'all don't fall for the okie doke, right? We already talked about one of the mandates that is part of Project 2025, and that is to basically use the military to break up these. See, that somebody said the first, somebody said 20, April 1st, or that it's the 1st or the 5th. I can't remember, but whenever it is, yeah, keep your butts at home. Keep your butts at home. They already talked about the use of military in Project 2025 to maintain order, and we know what that could look like. Whatever they decide, it looks like. And who are the people really? Because if you notice with the quote, the people that work for ICE, we don't know these people. We don't know if they've been trained, if they have badges, if they're part of another organization that, looks at us as less than human. Stay your butts at home. Find another way to protest. Find ways to build community and stay in community and get the word out. You don't have to be in them streets. They're waiting. And the thing is, what we've noticed in the first 64, 65 days is that there's nothing that nobody's doing to check it. There's some, court cases, but as far as everybody seems like their head is in a cloud, they don't know what to do. This man is already showing signs of, the dictator. And so please, I'm not going to be in these streets. I promise you that, but I may be on the YouTubes giving y'all some more information. I may be on the YouTubes talking to y'all, telling y'all, more stuff that I've learned or more resources that I can share. But do me a favor and keep your butts at home. Do me another favor. And I'm going to come back and see if there's do me a favor, go ahead and hit that like button right now if you are in the chat. Hit the like button. If you're not part of the Gym Nation, go ahead and subscribe. That's how you become a member of the Gym Nation. Become a member by hitting that subscribe button. That's all you have to do. If you do want to have more personalized conversations, we meet every Thursday over Zoom. You can join the Flawless community. Link is in the description. We're meeting Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're back here on Friday. Friday will probably be a early live, like maybe around noon. It will be between 11 and noon. I'll let you know. I thought I would know this evening, but I'll definitely know by tomorrow. And then tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, let me see if I could pull up. Hakeem is also an author, a great author of a wonderful book, which is currently sold out, but he's in the process of he's about to release another book. Well, he's working on finalizing another book. And he'll talk more about that tomorrow, but let me pull up. It's not letting me pull up. Okay, let me do it this way. Okay, here we go. The name of the book is, it must have restocked because it was sold out a second ago. Okay, hold on one second, y'all. Let me share this so you can see it. Remove this. Present, share screen. Here we go. So Hakeem, in addition to having all of the credentials as a financier and a licensed fiduciary, which means he has taken a full oath to do no harm to your money, honey. He is not one of these internet 2020 experts that just all of a sudden learned how to invest and or trade and is now trying to tell the people, but has never lived through a crisis. Like not only has he lived through crisis, he'll talk more about all of his connections and accolades tomorrow. But this is his book. Well, the one of the books, it's called Help, I Tithe, but I'm Still Broke, A Christian Guide to Financial Planning. And he has such an amazing story. He has worked with many of the mega pastors in getting, you know, the right messaging aligned, because in some ways the church has done some of us a disservice, and we'll just leave it at that, but he'll talk more about that. Let me just see if there, oh, I see some more people came in. Hold on a second. But yeah, do yourself a favor. Please, please, please check out these resources, even if you peruse once a week and see what the new orders are, because they're coming so fast and furious, and the news is not covering it in a way that is paramount to us. There is a woman who I highly recommend you also follow. Some of you I know in the Flawless community do. Tabitha Speaks Politics. She tries to keep us up to date as well. As soon as she hears something or sees something, she says something. But let me just go ahead. So yeah, follow her because she tries to keep us updated. Oh, wow. Let me just make sure I didn't. Hey, Dante. Oh, my goodness. Good to see your face in the place. Welcome back. Listen, this is a co-ed space too. So any brothers on the peripheral thinking that this is women's only, it's not. This is community building in its purest form. And so we are not a women's only movement. We are a community movement. And so Dante has been rocking with us as part of the Gym Nation fam for a while. Hey, Miss P. Oh, female is on the list, but not male. Yeah, listen. Makes sense, don't it? And listen, there's so many other things I want to talk about, like how they're just sending all these classified, sensitive, and they worried about this stuff. Why hasn't the news or reporters haven't brought up the fact that he hasn't been out of the country? It's probably due to his felonies. I think it got more to do is who's really in charge, right? I don't know if he hasn't been out the country. I thought he has been out the country, but I may be wrong. Tighten up your belts and resources. Yep, the next 3 to 4 years will be. Yep, and it depends upon the level of hell, right? For some of us that are making moves out of here, it may be less hellish. It may be paradise. We don't know. So, but if you mean Black Americans who choose to stay, there are some bumpy roads ahead. And that was I think one of the videos that I did during the 60 something days straight was buckle up, buttercup. Yeah, it's about to be a bumpy ride. Yep. Barbara's not surprised. Thank you. If you haven't liked, please like. If you haven't commented, feel free. If you're watching on the other side, let us know what you think about these 103. So what is that? That's over 3 a day, y'all. Is that over 3 or it's close to 3 a day? That is insane. Hi, please. I did that already. So there they are. Saving your money, Barbara, gathering needed resources. Yeah. Find community like we used to do. You're on a buy boycott. Yay. Listen, I'm doing, so May will make a year since I've had my nails done. Most of it was due to a toxic cleanse, right? So the last time I've had any covering probably was in June, but it was a toxic cleanse, a liver detox, organ detox, all of that. But it has also saved me some coins, right? And so now as May is approaching again, I was looking forward to getting my, little manicure. But I'm like, wait a minute. I don't know. I may just put some of those, stick-ons, whatever, for my birthday. I don't know. But yeah, buy boycotts are good. My boycott is going so well today. All my extra funds go to paying off debt faster. Listen, that's yeah, yes, yes. Depending on if you're in my investing community, I have different thoughts on debts. I think debt is good as long as you manage it correctly. That's how wealthy people get wealthy. A lot of them stay wealthy that way, but it's the managing part of that and not, yeah. It would behoove you to be here tomorrow at 8:30 p.m. Hakeem Webb is a wealth of knowledge. Yep, you won't regret it. And also, thanks for reminding me about that, Christine, because I always forget. We have about 6 spaces in the spring cohort of the Maximize Assets Grow Abundance Wealth Accelerator course. I'm going to put the link in if you're interested in learning more. We'll also have I can't even really speak to that yet because there's some editing that needs to happen. But yeah, so if you're interested in joining the community where Hakeem is also one of the experts that we have, I don't teach the course, I just host and facilitate. And we have the acronym MAGA as well, because we are focusing on maximizing our assets and growing abundance. There is a tip that he provided for anyone who has pensions. Child, I think he got many of us right, when it comes to holding on to those pensions and alternatives to that. But it's a next level conversation. It's not what is a stock, what is a brokerage firm. If you are looking for that next level conversation, paying attention to what these oligarchs are doing, what the people who are running this country are doing from a financial perspective, where they're putting their money, this is the course for you. It's 4 weeks, starting on April, I want to say 22nd. But once again, you'll have not only a chance to have one-on-one conversations with him, the deal to do a consultation with him, like, child, again, just try to, it's April 26th. Sorry, Saturday, April 26th is the first day, but we only have limited amount of spots. And I think there's only 2 seats left at the current rate. You could buy now, put it on a payment plan. But after those 2 seats go, the price goes up. So again, these instructors are paid. These are not, and these are next level. Let me see, who am I missing? Facts, 100%. Yes, please. Yeah, these are my MAGA community members. They know Hakeem is the truth. And Siobhan has her alarm ready for 8:20. Perfect. You'll be front row and center. Skin color was not one of the forbidden words. They don't care about that. Not yet, because that's not a money making word. Like, that's not, oh, race, skin. No, you're right. It may be. It's part of the EEOs. I think it's still part of. But yeah, it may be there now. You may have just gave them an idea. Oh, hey, Jackie's Journey. Glad you made it. Tony Africa is in the building. Hey, Tony. Good to see you. The brothers are representing tonight. I love it. And then we'll have a brother representing tomorrow. Again, I just need to underscore, because I know there's a lot of communities that have been built and are building that are Black women only specific. And because I am a Black woman and most of the people that comment here are Black women, I just want to make it abundantly clear that Black men are highly welcome. Highly welcome. We need to do this together. We need to do this in tandem. So yeah, good to see you, Tony. Welcome back. The calm before the storm, yeah. And the storm It's coming, y'all. So yeah, I don't know if it's April 1st or April 15th, but just don't go outside on them dates. Don't get caught up near one of the protests. There's different ways to protest. There was somebody I was listening to. I'll find it for Friday session. You've been protesting with your wallet, but you're not going into these streets. And make sure your children don't either, because I think, since the uprising in after George Floyd, a lot of the young people still see that as a good form of resistance and getting their feelings and making a stance. Don't let the babies out there. Please tell them it's okay. We gonna protest a different way. We gonna find another way. There was a brother I was just listening to, and he was saying that he's going to help support the organizations financially. He's not going out. He's not organizing. And I can't remember. It's a brother that I listen to all the time, and I can't remember right now. Siobhan says, yes, ma'am. That's right, Latrice. Let the white people protest. Exactly. 100%. Yes, because you out of here. You and your whole tribe, Jackie. That's right. You are out of here too. Yeah, I actually head out in May, early May. But I have to come back. But yeah, I'm looking forward to trying to finalize some things while I'm away and setting up, a second home base. So yeah, good for you. I'm going to start protesting by taking better care of your health. Okay, that's right, Nikki. You have nothing if you don't have your health. So hands off. That's what it's called. 4-5-25. Okay. So yeah, so 4-5-25. Keep your butt at home. There's this video I saw with the ancestors doing a song. I don't know if you saw it. It's on Instagram. I wish I didn't. Did I bring my phone? I didn't bring my phone. But yeah, it's funny. It's like a play on this guy hearing about the protests, and then he's getting ready to go out, and then the ancestors sing. Dad, I didn't bring my. Oh, I did bring my phone. I did. I'm gonna try to oh sure, Christine, I just saw your text. Let me see if I saved it. Oh, you know what? I shared it. So let me see. People are going. Okay, hold on.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people. Sit your black ass down.
I will play it one more time.
1 million people are going to march in the United States on April 5th. 1 million people. Sit your ass down.
And so I know it kind of probably stuttered because I don't know what's going on. Every time certain words are said on this platform, it does that. But it says POV, the ancestors telling me to sit my black ass down. And he sat his black ass down. Can you see that? So yeah, let's all listen to the ancestors and sit our black ass down. Hands off day of protest. Thank you so much. Thank you, Creative. And Diggins, sorry. Thank you for that. I appreciate the clarification. Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even make sense that I just lost my train of thought. I started reading somebody else's comment. I started reading about the unions and I lost my train of thought. But anyway, the news is you're right. Not this, there's certain news. So there's another resource that let me see if I can find it right now. Another resource that you should look at. I think it's called Snoop or Scope or something like that. And they do like real deep dives into, I closed it. So, hold on. I was sitting up here looking to buy a cellular solar. Oh, is this it? This is it. Hold on. It's called Snoops. I'm going to share it with you right now. I'll put it in the, I'll put a link in the chat. And so you could take a quick look at it. Share, present, share screen. So this is it. Let me just go to the main page. So it's called Snoops, snoops.com. And I was just reading about, the last thing I was reading was about Colin Powell's name disappearing from Arlington Cemetery, the webpage. Now it has since gone back up. But it seems like they've erased some of his accolades. But this, oh shoot, hold on. But if you go to snoops.com, it gives you like the latest news, but they do their research, like they fact check. So if you're still looking for a useful resource that fact checks, then check out Snoops. Yeah, so let me get back to, Nikki says, I found out from me last night that he was coming after unions. Anything with labor protections, absolutely. They trying to privatize everything. So unions and privatization, oil and water. Yeah, so that's part of the, their mandate. And you're going to see more of that over the first 180 days. Oh, you love Tabitha Speaks Politics. Yes. I'm starting to like Don a little better. He fell off my like list when he went over to Twitter to work with, that man. The Native Pod I used to like, but what's going on with Angela Rye? Oh my gosh, she gets emotional. I was watching Exchange, was it yesterday or the day before? She got mad because Andrew accidentally spoke over her. It was kind of like the just hilarious Lauren LaRosa, for whoever's following. So they're based in New York, so I know about them. But I don't like some of the energy. I'm like, this is the thing. Like, that man is brilliant. Let him go. And I think she wants to be the Beyonce of the group. And anyway. That was a little tangent. I hope it works out because I did like them too, but now it's a little stressful. I don't need stress when I'm trying to get my news and information. Aren't they redoing credit scores? They are doing something, not only with the credit scores, they're doing something with what constitutes being added to, your credit scores. And they are looking to revamp the 3. I think they're looking to go from 3 to 2 bureaus and whatnot. It's probably the bureau that gives you the best credit score number that they're trying to get rid of. Because there's one where your credit score is a few points higher than the other two. So to revise. Yes, definitely. If you're interested in the Maximize Assets, Grow Abundance Wealth Accelerator course, this is the link. It's in the chat. It's also in the description. Oh, yes. Listen, like I said it before, if it's a world with just women, God, I'm good. You come get me now. You can come get me. I'm okay. Kind of joking, but not really. It's the yin and the yang. He created us both. Like, at the end of the day, yes. Community and unity. That's right. Okay, good. Thank you so much. It is the 5th. We have confirmed that we are keeping our, what the ancestors say? What did the ancestors tell us? Stay our ass at home. That's what we doing. Yeah. I ain't gonna stress out on StreamYard. I got focus. It is what it is, and there's nothing I could do about it. So, um, oh, hey, savvy African entrepreneur and investor. Yes, it has been a minute. Good to see you back. We are back not every day this week, but we're back tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard with a guest speaker. We're back on Friday, either 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., probably 11 a.m. Eastern Standard. I'm not sure about the weekend, but then we'll be back Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of next week as well. And then probably Friday, because we have our flawless community meetups. I don't want to overdo it on Thursday. So, yeah. They erased some African American names from the National Cemetery and women. Yes, they did. You're absolutely right. In addition to Colin Powell, in addition to what they did to Jackie Robinson, in addition to what they did to the Tuskegee Airmen, they did. How dare you? Like, how dare you foot spur, toe spur, whatever, having what do you call them? When you defector, a toe spur defector got the nerve to try to erase our history of people who gave their lives. Yep, you're starting to save your money so you can bounce. Good, good, good. Yeah, I do love Tabitha Speaks Politics. Rolling, I don't like theatrics. I'm not a theatrical, you could joke, but I could spot theatrics a mile away. And for me, like I said, I will watch some of Roland's things, but God, yeah, get in the community that serves you. That's all I have to say. Yes, he is bringing it. Like, I do like the fact that he's a journalist. Like, he's a true journalist, and I went to journalism school, and so, like I told you, some of my biggest people that I fan out about were journalists. Like, if I saw them in the airport, it's like Tom Brokaw, this Tom Brokaw, this, that that was me. So I appreciate the talent and the hard work he's putting in to his channel. Speaking of, if you haven't hit the subscribe button and you're still watching, please do so. Listen, I have a goal that before the 180 days, I need to double this number. I need to double my subscription number, simply because I know what's coming, y'all, and I want us to build this community. So go ahead, hit that subscribe button if you are still watching, if you're here from the other side, because we're gonna need us. We are gonna need us, child. Yeah, she's the Beyonce of the group, child. The others are like Kelly and Michelle, and she's not happy, and it's coming across. Like, brilliant woman, though, brilliant woman, but the energy from that show, like, if I could just fast forward her part sometime and listen to Tiffany, who's another brilliant Harvard trained journalist. And if anybody knows about that journalism school, that is next level. Yeah. Yeah, I do agree. I'm starting to ease back on over, ease on down to Don. I'm starting to ease on down to Don Lemon. I catch myself watching him and mad at myself because I'm watching him, but he is just that good. Yes. And now, I liked him when he was on CNN, which is why I was mad when he went to Twitter, but now I'm appreciating his journalistic integrity and qualities. Medgar Evers. Oh, they erased Medgar Evers. That's right. I remember that. Seems like the truth tellers are leaving. Lester Holt, Jim Acosta, etc. Yep. Now let that man. He's 65, 66. I know good and damn well he did not have on his bingo card at 66 to continue to have to be dictated on what to say about what's going on in the White House. Thank God he's out of there and not having to live the next part of his life being deceptive. And yeah, Jim Acosta's doing, if you're not on Substack, I'm on Substack. Jim Acosta is doing it over there. So is Joyanne Reed, for those of you who like Joyanne Reed. they are doing it on Substack. And I believe Joyanne is supposed to bring a full production to YouTube as well. So, but Substack is another great resource. Be about that action. Yep, please, please, please subscribe. Yeah. Now, exactly. I know he done sucked us back in. He done sucked us back in. But we are back tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All the links and resources are in the description. I put the ones, the website pages in the chat. The chat will be a live replay after this renders, so you can come back. I'm not going to put it in the description, but it'll stay in the chat. So Christine says, remember, yep, Michael Strahan is leaving. But so with Michael Strahan's not a journalist. Like, I get it. He's still gonna have the football, he's still a football analyst. He don't want to have to sit there bowing to, the company that just paid that man millions of dollars in a lawsuit against George Stephanopoulos. Some people have morals and values. Everybody's not being pushed out. Now, I don't know his story. He also had a daughter that almost died, that almost lost her life. So I don't know why he's leaving, but I know he didn't go to school to do this, to do this type of reporting. He's probably not happy doing it. He still loves sports. He's still going to have that gig. And he got money. He good. He got money, child. So good for him. I am super happy. So y'all do me a favor. Come back tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He's going to come back next week, and I think it's going to be next weekend, next Wednesday at 8:30. I just need to confirm that. I think I made the assumption because we're doing Wednesdays, but I just need to confirm that every Wednesday is going to be the same time. So this week is going to be all about protecting your retirement accounts should you decide to vamoose. Also, next week is going to be about becoming a solopreneur and protecting those assets. And Hakeem has created a whole silo, a whole platform that deals directly with that. And yeah, more to come. I'm not going to tell you the whole schedule. So yeah, so come back tomorrow, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Flawless Family, we're meeting Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And then Friday, I'll be back here on live at 11 a.m. or 12 p.m., probably 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I will let you know tomorrow, and I will post it on my page in the community tab. So that's all I got, y'all. Thank you so much for hanging out. Hopefully this was helpful. If you're watching on the back end, let me know if you knew about those websites that I just went over, the registries for the executive orders, or if you didn't. And if you didn't, please pass it on. Please share it. Each one teach one. So you never know who you may share this with that may see something that you don't see that can help you. Like, just pass it on. So thank you, everyone. I will see you tomorrow, 8:30 Eastern Standard Time. Until then, have a great evening. Bye, Gym Nation. Bye, MAGA community. From the White House.